Back here at Crown Point High School for the Crown Point Football Media Day. We do have one more guest. I lied after talking with Trevor Gibbs. We have the head coach of Crown Point Football, Craig Buzea. Coach, good to see you again. Last time we were out here, we were making our way down the field. You gave us a meal recommendation, which I cannot thank you enough. And but it's been a busy summer for you guys. A lot of scrimmages, kind of teams across the border as well. How has summer been for you? You guys have been kind of punching up. From what I've seen, just a busy summer for you guys.
Yeah, it really has been, and it's been good. It's always good to see how you stack up against some of the better teams in the Midwest, and that was eye opening for some of our guys. But that's what we're trying to do in regards to scrimmaging against some of the type of caliber teams that we did. But we got as you know, we got a really good nucleus of seniors coming back and guys that played a lot last year. But we also, it's the first year that we've got 14 freshmen up on our varsity roster, and that's really, we've never done anything like that. And of those 14 right now, there's 6 or 8 of them that we think may have a chance to start or at least be in the mix. So it's been good for those guys to get acclimated to how we do it as well.
And outside of X's and O's, Coach, you and I were kind of talking. Of course, there's a lot of stuff that goes on the field with the players we're going to see on Friday nights, on Saturday mornings, but one thing we didn't kind of mention when you and I took the length of this field, the parents kind of need to get involved as well. We saw last week on your social media pages that there was a Mom's Academy. You called it. They ran a play out here. They had a couple stations. You and I were just talking about. We'll start with the moms.
Yep.
What's that like, kind of bringing them out here again, embracing that Crown Point community to this, again, new standard of Crown Point football?
Yeah, it's something that, I started when I first got here 5 years ago, and I just felt like sometimes the moms are underappreciated, and we wanted to do a night for them, and what we started doing 2 or 3 years ago, which I think has really been a big positive, is we started having their kids out there as well with them, and so they walk around, they run around, hopefully around to each station, and we coach them up for about a half hour, show them one basic play on offense. Coach Snyder showed them a little bit on defense, and they come out and go through a few stations, and kick the ball a little bit, and then at the end, we put them through a play that we draw on the board, and then a pursuit drill that our defense runs. And it's been, we had close to 100 moms out here, and I just think it's all about community, right?
Sure.
And we don't thank the parents enough, and this is our way of giving back. And I think our moms have absolutely loved it, and we've got nothing but positive reviews from it.
Sure thing, and do the same thing with the dads as well. Of course, the dads underappreciated could be as well in kind of this case, but you kind of put them through the same ringer you did with the moms.
Yeah, a little bit different. So next Tuesday we're going to do it with the dads, and that's all going to be in the film room. There's nothing on the field. I know the dads get competitive. We don't want any torn hamstrings or ACLs or anything, but that's going to be basically a 2-hour film session essentially, and we're just going to take them through what our coaches do in regards to putting a Friday night game plan together, and let them see what we're doing. Hopefully from the stands they can see some of the things that we talked about, and how it's put into play on a Friday night.
So we talked with the 6 3-year starters that we have on this team. What is it like as a coach? There was a lot of pieces to learn from for those guys. You had your Clark brothers, you had the Ehrlichs, you had a lot of talent, you had Seamus Molaski, so many different pieces. And now to see those players grow and now take the roles of those aforementioned names, what is that like as a coach, and what have you seen from this group in terms of taking kind of wearing that new hat?
Yeah, well, I've been doing this for a while. I've never had 6 3-year starters back.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, it is, and these guys have taken tremendous leadership, and we have probably 6 other guys that have been 2-year starters. So from that standpoint, it's been very, very helpful for us. But these guys that are doing this, like, they all came up as freshmen, and so when we first took over the program, I felt like we had to bring the best players up, no matter what grade they were in, sort of expedite the process a little bit more, and it sort of worked out for us. But to have these guys, they're all great kids, they're all great leaders, and we're really happy to have them for at least one more year.
Coach, a triple-barreled question here. Your next 3 weeks, week 0, we could start there. It's more of a community night for you guys, a kind of in-house scrimmage with all of your programs. We could start there. The old leather helmet game, of course, week 1, you guys will be going to the new look Inferno. And then we'll talk about your new opponent, week 2, going down the pike. We'll start with week 0. What's next week going to entail for you guys?
Well, next week, we started this last year. We stopped doing the scrimmage. I was never a big fan of the scrimmage with another opponent, and we finally got out of that and decided to have a community night. So we'll have, starting with our 8th grade teams will scrimmage, our freshmen will scrimmage, our varsity JV will scrimmage. We're even pulling in our girls flag football team that started this year. They're going to have a
Awesome.
half-hour scrimmage, so it's all about football. It's all about community. We'll have games. We'll have all different things that kids 3 and up can do. Our players will be out there. And last year it really took off, and people have been talking about. So we're excited about that. Obviously, game 1.
Do you have your pregame meal picked out too? Have we discussed that yet?
I haven't. That's sort of on a whim. You know, and once
okay.
I do, hopefully, we're doing that for 14 weeks, right? But I'll let you know.
Yes, sir.
And I know
yes,
you're
sir.
happy with the first one.
Yes,
so,
sir.
But then we go down to Lowell and new look with Coach McKim. I'm sure they'll do a great job. And things that we're hearing is they've had a terrific summer and very enthusiastic, and we look forward to doing that. And it's hard to look past them, but week 2 obviously we do have another opponent in Pike, and that was one that we were really having trouble finding the team. We just couldn't find anybody to connect with. We looked at Illinois, we looked at Ohio, we looked at Kentucky, looked at Michigan, and couldn't find one. Finally, Pike popped up, and I just wanted to make sure we were going to play a really quality opponent. So I called several Indianapolis coaches that I knew down there, and they said, "Coach, they are up and coming. They are a top 5 team in Indianapolis coming up." So you're a top 5 team in Indianapolis. We're playing some really good competition.
Yes,
so
sir.
we need to learn to get on the bus and go down to Indianapolis and win a game, and that's what we're going to try to do.
All right, Coach, to finish you out with this. Young guys, old guys, what are the expectation of this rendition of the squad, and can we expect any more crowd surfings or dances from you?
Oh, man.
Getting deep in the year.
Yeah. See how I come out after this paintball today and see if I have any,
what?
Yeah, we're taking our...
We could take that off camera. I'll ask you about that.
And then, our expectations are the same. We tell our guys all the time, like, we feel like we've had some success the last 3 years, but we don't feel like that should be the ceiling. That should be the floor, and we got nowhere to go up from there. And that's what our intentions are. And nobody says we're always going to go undefeated every year, but we certainly that's our goal. And if we don't, we'll learn from it. But we're going to take it start from week 1 and go from there. But it's really going to be interesting to see how a lot of these young guys, we talked about the freshmen and a lot of sophomores, mold with those 6-year starter or 6 3-year starters. So it'll be interesting.
Let's do it, Coach. For Coach Craig Buzea, that is all we have from Crown Point High School for the Media Day. I'm Mike Dewan with the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.